First, to get the code, use the link in the description down below. It will take you to my GitHub. Then there's a slight chance that this kind of page will not open. So for that, there will be like two buttons, view code or jump to file. You could press either of those. Both of them will take you to here, and then you can either clone or download it in zip format or open it and then copy the code. Both ways are fairly easy and anyone can do this. Yeah. So hello guys, I am Pinakine, and in today's video I will show you guys how you can create something like this using Unity. So let's get started. So step number 1 is boot up Unity. Step number 2, go to your project or create a new one. In my case, I'm going to create a new one. Then switch it over to 2D. I'm just going to name it new, default location, and then create. After that, search for joystick asset, and then you'll find this green joystick one. It's free, and then you need to import it. If you don't know how to do that, just there's a link to the video down in description, and it will pop up right now. So I recommend watching it if you don't know. Step number 2, it's optional. So as I don't have any character to work with, I'm quickly going to find asset, and then I found this asset, the warped cave ones, to work with, and then I'm going to import it. So now I'm going to make a sample scene just to show you guys. And yeah, with that we have almost a sample scene ready. To stay organized, I'm quickly going to create a new folder or a game object and name it ground. Then put all the ground in it. You can also do the same. You need to add a box collider 2D to the ground. So I'm going to do so like that, and then add a box collider 2D. And yep. So as you can see right here, the green line is the box collider 2D. So in my case, it's like perfectly fitting. If it's not fitting, just click on this edit collider, and then you can edit it. Or you can even change the sign with this, like this, and on the y-axis also. And you can even change the position with these two. After that, I'm going to add my player. I don't know which one is it. So Yep, and then I'm going to rename it player. Increase its size a bit. It's too big, I think 3 would be much better. Yep. And then as you can see right here that it's appearing behind it. If you have any element like this and you have this problem, so click on this 2D mode, and then now it will shift to 3D, and then simply drag it. I don't know which place is it. No. And just simply drag it like here. Then switch back to, and yeah, it's fixed. Or you can simply copy the position of the ground on the Z-axis and then give it to the player. So after that, select your player and click on add component, add a box collider 2D, and then add a circle collider 2D, and you need to add one more thing, a rigid body 2D, rigid body 2D. So what rigid body does is it add physics to the component. Yeah, so after that, go to player, and then we need to add the box colliders. As you can see, it's too big, so click on edit and then edit it according to your player. You might need to move it, and then yep. So you might be wondering why I added like a circle collider and a box collider. So I added them to make the movement a bit smooth. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I added 2 of them, and it will help in crouching the player also. Yep, as you can see, the box collider should be like almost above the waist, and it's done. And then yep, and now let's edit the circle collider. It's also too big, so let's edit it. You might need to experiment with some values here. So now, like, I want to see the box collider 2D and the circle collider 2D at the same time. So I'm just going to simply click at the box collider, and I can see it. It's that simple. So it's okay if the circle collider overlaps the box collider. The point is that it should be on the feet and like, yeah. Yep, so I'm doing like this to avoid. If you don't do it perfectly, it will appear like the player is floating. So now I'm done. I will close these 2. And then what you need to do is go to Rigidbody 2D, and then go to Info, and then go to Constraints, and then click on Freeze Rotation Z. So what will it do that in case the player is pushed by some box collider or something, it won't change its value on Z axis. Yep. And yeah, I forgot the main part, which is to convert this to Android or switch the platform. Make sure to do that, and you will need Unity Remote 5 to do this. I have a separate video that shows how you can connect it to the Unity Remote 5, and it will appear right now, or there's a link in the description down below. So yeah, finally it's done. It took a very long time. And now close it. So after that, we want the player to actually move. So now we are going to create two scripts. If you want to download them, there's a link in the description down below. So first we will call character controller 2D. And yeah, this character controller is by Bracky. Bracky wrote the code. I just modified it a bit because it was not working for me. And then another script we're going to create is player movement, or you can name it anything you want. There should be two scripts. Now go to player, and then we are going to add these two scripts to it. And then a character controller 2D. So I have downloaded it. You need to just copy it to their respective. Now open Visual Studio or Mono Developer. And then, so it's character controller 2D. I'm quickly going to open the code. Yep, now copy the code and make sure that this name matches with this one. So in my case, the C is capital here. I will make it in lowercase, and everything else is matching. Wait, and then save it. So I'm going to do the same for the player movement script, and then match the name. Make sure that these are also changed. Player movement, nope. Yeah. So the reason why I changed the character controller here is because we are creating a reference to the character controller 2D script. And yeah, so basically this whole thing is doing that. Later on we are going to add a joystick right now, and so basically it's detecting the joystick movement on the X and the Y axis, and then like moving the player like because of it. So I'm going to save it and then jump back to Unity. Now in Unity, yeah, and you also need to create two game objects, two empty game objects, and then name one the top and then bottom. And then you need to move them around, so the top one should be almost on top of the head. So we will use them to ensure that the player is like not flying or sinking in the ground. So it should be somewhere in the legs. And now go to player. Let me minimize this. So you'll see a bunch of none. And yeah, so first of all, let's add the joystick. To add joystick, you need to go to right click, UI, and then canvas, because joystick is a canvas thing. So I will rename it to joystick, or it can remain same, and it will also create an event system. So yeah, I'll drag it here, and then go if you have imported it, go to joystick package, then prefabs, and what we need is fixed joystick. So drag it under the canvas, or I renamed it joystick. And yep, so to view the joystick, double click it. So it's like created on top of it, and it's very big, or you need to scroll down. So I think the joystick is too big, so I'm going to almost reduce the size by half, 0.5, and then place it in the corner. And yeah, you can also switch to game mode, and yeah, so it's fine because I will not use a mobile, but it will surely work. So yeah, I'll not use a mobile, and you can scale the joystick yourself and move it like game mode here, and then move it like here, and see this. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and yeah, so let's test if the joystick is moving or not. You can even test it with your computer, you don't even need a mobile. Yep, see, joystick is working. That's a good news. So now go to player, and then drag the joystick. It's not like this joystick, but the fixed joystick, and drag it to the MJ in the player movement script, and just drag the character controller to the script like this, to the controller. So now yeah, what you need to do is go to this ground, and you will add a layer called ground, and then once again go to ground and click on this ground. So if you have you will also do yes, change children, or if you haven't organized like me, you will need to go to every single ground and then move it to the ground layer. So whatever the player can walk on, that is in ground layer. Now go to player, and then on this what is ground, click on this drop down menu, and then click on the ground layer. So then in ground check, move the bottom one, and then in the ceiling check, move the top one. And yeah, the top and bottom should be the children of player. So just simply drag them under the player. Yep. Now once again go to player, and you will see this crouch disable collider. So for what it does is basically, so it will disable the box collider, which will like make only the head will be there, which will make the player crouch. So you need to do the animations according to that. I'll also create a video about it. So as you can see right here in the circle collider is like almost at the arms, so I'm going to just edit it a bit. And yep, so now go to player, and then go to character controller 2D and drag this box collider here. So we are almost ready to go. We just need to set some variables. So set jump force to almost 1200. I mean, you can play with it. Speed to almost 5, and then jump speed to 1000. Yeah, and then hit on play. Let's see if it works or not. Let's pray. As you can see, it's working. Yeah. So and yeah, one more thing to prevent player from flying that flying like that. So you can either change the jump force so it doesn't jump too high too much, or simply make it this mask big, and then even the gravity scale to 2. So yeah, and then play. Yeah, as you can see, it's moving. You can like experiment it in the play mode, and it will not make any changes. Make sure to record them and change them after you exit the play mode. And if you want to move the camera along with the player, you can simply drag it into the player one, and then it will move with the player. Oh, the speed is a bit too high right now. I'm quickly going to reduce the size of camera. And yep, that's how you can do that. And I don't know if you have noticed it or not, but when you like move your player, it also flips. That's due to character controller script, and it even crouches when you move it down. And then there's also a variable called crouch speed, so it's the speed during crouch. So to show you guys it's working, I'm going to take this ground and then fix it almost like where there's the box collider. And then the player should smoothly pass through it. So now, yeah, so now if you try to move it, it will not. It will be stuck there. And whenever you like move it down and then try to move it, it moves smoothly. You can experiment with the values. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe. We're about to reach 100 subscribers. Thank you for all your support, and goodbye.